Hello everyone, and welcome to the next video on how passive mindsets are established. This video is going to be about the medical and the food industry conflict of interest and corruption. Before we even get into any of the topics of this video, I want to make sure that I'm setting the stage correctly. The purpose of this video is not to throw dirt on any of the industries, any professionals, or any organizations. The purpose of this video specifically is only to raise awareness of the conflict of interest and the corruption that does exist in the medical and the food industries. Using this information, we can make better judgments and fill our OODA loop with better information to make better decisions about our own health from the information that we get from these organizations, and that is all. I do encourage you at the end of this video to do your own research. I'm going to leave links in the description below to the information that we're covering today. But what I would also suggest is that we don't get deep in the weeds in doing research with this topic. And the reason why is, again, we're not trying to throw dirt on the industry. We're only trying to raise awareness about what's going on out there so that we can make better decisions for our own health. Now, the topics that we're going to be covering today are not generally covered in the news. And so we have to actually search for this information to find anything about it. Otherwise, we're not going to really see much about it from any other source. So the first section that we're going to start with today is going to be on the medical industry. The very first website I'd like to show you is on the National Physicians Alliance, which is npalliance.org. And this article was found easily with a Google search, and there's just a few things out of this that I want to show you. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. Again, I'll leave a link down below so you can take a look on your own. We'll start with this paragraph here. For instance, in 2012, 84% of U.S. physicians reported receiving payments, gifts, meals, drug samples, or travel from pharmaceutical industries. In total, the pharmaceutical industry spent more than $27 million marketing to physicians in 2012. So who knows what they're spending today in 2018. So the takeaway from this is that clearly physicians are being marketed to by the pharmaceutical industry. So if we go to the doctor for any reason, what we don't want to do is take a pharmaceutical drug recommendation from a doctor blindly without finding out what's the underlying cause of the condition that you're getting the pharmaceutical drug for. So I'll stop with that, but that's what I think we should be taking away from that part of the article. The next website I'd like to show you comes from ethicaldoctor.org. I found this article again through a pretty easy Google search. So again, I'm not going to read the entire thing. I just want to pull out a couple of things from this article. And the first is this paragraph right here. Let's go through it. Recent congressional investigations, federal prosecutions, and class action lawsuits have brought to light documents demonstrating how company practices frequently cross the line between patient welfare and profit-seeking behavior. It goes on to say, concerned physicians, journalists, and federal prosecutors are exposing still other aspects of an unhealthy relationship between manufacturers and the medical profession. So essentially what we have are three components. We have the patient welfare, profit-seeking behavior, and then of course concerned physicians and journalists as well. So we as the people, we on the receiving end of going to the doctor or receiving some sort of pharmaceutical, we have to be wary and be careful that we're not blindly accepting, in my opinion, pharmaceutical drugs without knowing the underlying cause of the conditions we're taking the drugs for. So the next paragraph I'd like to also show you in this article is this one here. The widespread influence of drug manufacturers on current CME activities, and CME is continuing medical education, makes more stringent regulation necessary. So clearly they know that this is a problem and they're trying to get a hold of it by creating regulations and laws around it. So once again, I'll add these websites to the description below so that you can read through these on your own. And again, I'm not trying to throw mud at any establishment at all. We're just bringing to light and bringing to our conscious thought the knowledge that this does go on. So let's move on next to the food industry. So this website is Dietitians for Professional Integrity, or integritydietitians.org. And again, I'll leave a link to this article in the description below. Again, I'm not going to read the whole article to you, but there's just a couple of things that we do want to point out. And we're going to start with this paragraph right here. Many activities by the food industry have been considered highly problematic. Documented tactics include promotion of harmful products, misleading marketing campaigns, targeting of children and other susceptible groups, corporate lobbying, co-opting of organizations and social media with financial support, and attacks against science and scientists. This goes right along with what we've already discussed in previous videos, where the food industry has a strong arm in the government with corporate lobby. They market strongly to all age groups, they promote harmful products, and they attack science or scientists that speak out against any part of their organization or any of their products. And this goes back again to our previous discussion where they will fund studies that paint their products in a good light. The next paragraph in this article I'd like to cover is this one. In this landscape, the food industry plays a major role supporting nutrition research within company-based research and development at the academic institutions. One report estimated that spending for private sector food and agriculture research was approximately $12.4 billion with a B in 2013. So who knows what it is today in 2018. So what this is saying here is that the food industry plays a big role in nutrition research at academic institutions. And that spending for this private sector food and agriculture research was $12.4 billion. So this goes back to how are we educating to our professionals in the nutrition field that has influence on the information that we get, and then we get into our OODA loop that we make decisions based upon. And so once again, we need to look at the information that we get from professionals with critical thought to make sure that we are making good decisions for our own health. So that's it for this video. I don't have anything else. Again, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on this or go deep into the weeds on all the different topics and all the different parts and pieces that make up some of this conflict of interest and the corruption. We just need to bring to our conscious thought that there is information that we get from professionals in these two industries that we have to take with a grain of salt, no pun intended, and make sure that we are making good decisions for our own health. Okay, so that is it for this video. I encourage you to do some of your own research, but once again, don't get deep in the weeds. What we really want to focus on here and what we're really going to be learning about in the next video is focusing our mindset in the right place so that we can establish the right mindset for success. So we'll see you over there.